Building a studio from scratch without considering your future is just setting yourself up for an expensive upgrade. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to future-proof your investment, all while giving you a tour of my brand new space. Roll that intro. Welcome to the live room at Brownstone Recording Studio. In this chapter of the Studio Tour teaching series, we're going to talk about the recording console. I'm sharing with you technical decisions that I've made, but more importantly, I'm going to tell you the reasons why I made them. And if you hang with me all the way to the end, I promise to offer you key suggestions as to how you can future-proof your studio investment as well. So let's get into it. The centerpiece of any studio is the console. I originally wanted to install my British-made Allen & Heath console. Sweet sounding desk, but as great as it sounds, wiring it was going to be an additional expense. So in the end, I decided to go with a workstation by Sterling Modular. The Multi-Station Artist Series 3-bay studio desk is ideal for anyone who wants a solidly built modular desk that you can customize to your desired workflow. The preamps, left to right, are 4 channels of Neve 1073, 4 channels of Focusrite Red 1s, and 2 boutique preamps by Five Fish, a company out of Nashville. All of this is housed in a 10-slot 500 series chassis by Heritage Audio. Down from those are 2 dual-channeled HA73 EQX2s. And to round out 16 total channels of preamps, I'll have my 2 Focusrite ISA 1s. Moving over to the center console, at the top is the Apogee Rosetta AD. It's providing light pipe output to the TC Electronic Clarity M. Below that is the Antelope Audio Orion 32 Plus. And below that is the console, a Neve 8816 subbing mixer. It's a full 16 channels with pan pots and volume control, all which are fully recallable with their software. Below that is the Coleman Audio CMC4 controller. It has an independent sub-level controller and a sub-mute that allows me to bring the subwoofer in and out to check the low end. Moving over to the last bay, from the top is an 8-slot API lunchbox. It is currently housing 2 Rupert Neve Designs 551 inductor bass EQs, and this entire lunchbox will be used for the purpose of outboard equalization. Over to the right is a Fredenstein Artistic Mic preamp, which I'm holding onto as a backup. And last but certainly not least is the lifeblood of the studio, the REDCO TT Patchbay. This pulls the whole studio together all on DB25 connectors. The original plan was to use as much of my older equipment as possible. Now, as I began looking at ways to streamline, it became abundantly clear really quick that that was not going to be an option. Now, I have two instances that I could share, but because we're talking about the desk today, we'll stick to the desk, and that being the REDCO Patchbay upgrade. Now, the best thing about REDCO Patchbays, other than the cost, is the fact that it uses DB25 connectors. That meant connections between my interface and the Patchbay were going to be seamless. Now, compared to the 48 points that you get out of a 1/4-inch Patchbay, being able to get 96 points out of a 19-inch rack space Patchbay was going to provide expandability and give me a little bit more efficiency for the future. So, here's a little bit of advice if you're considering upgrading your studio. Play the long game. Whether you're a beat maker, singer-songwriter, composer, instrumentalist, I don't care. Don't let your studio become obsolete in the 2 to 5 year span. Another piece of advice is to stop chasing audio trends. Because a particular DAW or monitor is trendy, it doesn't necessarily mean it's right for you. Third is invest in adaptability. A great example of that is using 500 series chassis and modules. This system will give you change in an instant. You don't like a particular compressor? Swap it out. Pop another one in. You want to try a different type of preamp flavor? API versus Neve? Pop it out, pop it in. Those changes are much more economical than going out every 2 to 5 years buying something brand new that might be 3 or 4 times the amount of what you're spending currently. If you're in the market for a brand new multi-channel audio interface, you might want to consider one that allows you to have audio over Ethernet, or a protocol like Dante, or it has MADI connections. These options are going to future-proof your investment. So here we are. In chapter 2, we're going to take a tour of the rack cabinets. I'm going to talk about why I went with passive monitoring. And in the comments below, tell me what changes you're likely to make to your studio in 2026 and why. Like this video if you liked it. Give it a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. And until the next one, peace.